Well, hello, everybody. Today is a huge conjunction between Saturn and Neptune, and it's February 20th, moving into this age of Saturn and Neptune at this Genesis reset point is a truly magical experience to live through. I took a few moments to pause and reflect, and that is where this information arose that I'm about to share with you. You might be watching this after the fact, but I just had some conversations in the last few weeks that I thought this is really an important message I feel I'd like to share. And I do hope that it helps some of you out there who are watching. It's about how we often relate to what we call lower consciousness or negative energy, not just in our homes or our land, but in our relationships and our inner world, situations that we genuinely do not want. Basically, situations that feel heavy or repetitive or deeply draining. Some people experience these as they call them, entities or attachments that are in their home or their land or from other people. They feel that they're working against them or causing them harm. In my work as a geomancer using feng shui and dowsing practices, I've worked mostly with people during moments of real difficulty, and they want me to help clear negative energies and restore balance to the land. And this work can be powerful. That's why I love it. But over time, I've come to an important realization. For most people, these are temporary solutions. Why? Because often without realizing it, the client has given their power to an external source, me, to help fix the problem for them. But there's also a more subtle layer. When people strongly identify with these energies, they become part of their story. That's when they take root more deeply. They embed themselves into their subconscious and into their identity. I know, I've been there too. Now, I want to be clear here, though. This isn't about denying real pain or real trauma or injustice. Suffering is real and it deserves compassion. But at the same time, there's often a deeper layer at work. At the soul level, many of these experiences aren't punishments, they're initiations, they're invitations toward awakening, even when they arrive through difficulty, especially when they arrive through difficulty. So, why do we experience these disruptive or lower energies? Here's a few possibilities that come to mind right now. One is frequency resonance. We're electromagnetic beings and often subconsciously resonate with certain people and situations. That's what we attract and what attracts us. Another is karmic patterns. These are unresolved threads seeking some healing or completion, can be in this life or previous lives. There's also projection and mirroring. Something external reflects something within us that wants to be seen, brought to the surface. And of course, growth and experience meant to stretch or wake us up. It's often a combination of all of these, and what they share in common is they can all serve awakening within us. Here's a realization that really shifted my work. Yes, lower consciousness can attach to homes, land, and people. But the only true long-term solution is to raise our frequency above it. Until we do that, any external clearing, no matter how effective and powerful, will eventually wear off. The energy returns, not to punish us, but to continue the lesson, because it's serving a purpose. So what works long-term? That is light. Not light as bypassing or everything's great, which is very surface, but light that comes from deep within, living in alignment with who you are. Taking a cue from positive psychology, which I love, when we focus on our gifts and our strengths and what genuinely brings us alive, something shifts. Psychologist Martin Seligman spoke about flourishing, not just focusing on what's broken, but amplifying what's already alive within us. And Joseph Campbell said it so beautifully: follow your bliss. When we move toward meaning, joy, creativity, and connection, our frequency rises and lower vibrations naturally disengage. That's how electromagnetic fields work. So think about when you begin honoring that calling, even in small ways, the atmosphere changes, not because something was removed, but because something essential finally came online. This doesn't mean I don't believe in temporary healings. I do, because they can be powerful wake up calls, kind of a catalyst, revealing imbalance and reminding us that energy matters. But lasting change comes when those clearings are paired with reflection, self honesty, and a willing to ask, what in my life isn't working anymore? What pattern keeps repeating? What is this experience asking me to reclaim? Because our souls didn't come here to avoid life. We came here to experience it fully, to grow, to awaken, and to share our gifts with the world. As Plato said, a life unexamined is not worth living. But I'll add this: a life aligned with purpose, passion, and presence naturally becomes a field where light outshines shadow. If you're feeling called to this work, I offer both the temporary energetic clearings and a deeper, lasting pathway for transformation through my work with the land, home, and personal awakening. You can learn more on my website. And remember, raising your frequency isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming more yourself. And it is a lifelong journey. That's where real healing begins. So I hope you have the most enchanted day.